Well, we're harvesting our sweet corn and doing pretty good. Now, one of the things I do, we have to carry other produce in with my sweet corn because we have tomatoes, you know, onions and green beans and the like. Delia's out picking green beans as we speak, and she's going to be the one selling all this today. But I do put them in banana boxes. It makes it handy for us to kind of keep the truck somewhat organized and that type of thing. And we haul out a nice load of sweet corn. Plus this, using the banana boxes, I can get, really I can't do it right now, 5 dozen. The ears are just so darn big this year. And so I'm not quite getting 5 dozen in a box, but it makes it handy when I go to the next farmer's market that I have some control over the corn, you know, so it isn't laying around and being an eyesore to the organizers and to the public. So anyway, I'll stack my truck up with as many banana boxes of corn as I can. And that's the first thing I do. And then this way, when we're ready to, you know, to bag up more corn, I just simply pull up another box. Now I like using a trapper's basket to harvest my sweet corn and bring it to me, or bring it to my truck. This is one step that I wish to some degree that I could just toss the corn in the back of the truck. I know it'd be a lot faster, but anyway, it's okay. It's part of it, you know, it's part of the game. And but I'll bring you guys along. We go to pick the corn. Really, it's been a pretty good year. I will say that side dressing the corn has really paid off. Adding that irrigation system has really paid off. It's made a night and day difference from previous years on our corn. And that's what we got to have to, you know, to really build up a good customer base, is to have that, you know, that good product that makes you stand out from other producers out there. And I mean nothing bad against other producers, but you know, you got to do things that can make, whether it's a bigger tomato or you know, drier onions that's better well preserved. All these different things goes into how well of a customer base are we going to develop. We've all had that grocery store that you just, you know, that each time you go in there, the meat looks like it's starting to turn a little bit, you know, and you say, well, I'm kind of done. And as soon as and then when you do buy the meat, tomorrow in your refrigerator, the meat's turning on you, you know. So we've all had that type of an experience, or at least I have in my life. Well, we don't want to be that person, right? My edge is going to be about freshness, quality, you know, picking out the right varieties that people enjoy, things like that. So let's saddle up here. Let's put on the basket, and we're going to get into going down our rows and picking sweet corn. I'll just go ahead and pick it off and toss it into my basket. That's the game plan. Okay, hooking up the basket. Let's head on down. Now I did a little spraying around the edge here the other day. You can see how the grass is turning. We do have a few raccoons that's broke in and that type of thing. How do I remember where I'm going? I lay down an ear of corn right down there, pointing to me which row I'm actually in. And then, as you notice, I'm not wearing my lid, my hat. So I actually have my hat further down, telling me where I left off at. So those are things that I do to kind of help myself, you know, keep going here. Not all the corn is ready, so that's why I can't drive over it. It's not a clean out day. Let's walk on through here. It's some nice corn. The coons have gotten to me a little bit, and you can see the damage. It ain't a lot, but he took the darn thing down, cut it open. Really didn't do anything, but I can't sell that. Here's my hat down here. So this is telling me to start right here as I go down. And basically, it's 90% of the way done. To pick good corn, you'll notice how the corn is bent, you know, like at a 45-degree angle away from the plant. You want to have, it's also something that I like to feel, the tip of the corn. Let's go ahead and do a little test here so you guys can see it. But you see how I got good tip fill? Well, that comes from recognizing whether it's a pointed nose or a rounded nose. So this guy's ready to go, and it's a nice big ear. You can see it in my hand. We got a nice big ear sitting right there. So anyway, let's toss that in there. Now this second ear is also pretty good on this plant. I mean, look at the size of the second ear. So I'm actually going to get some benefit out of that. And I think that's because of the extra fertilizer and water. And I mean, this ear here is really small. What I'll do with this guy, it's the second ear, but we'll give that one free inside of somebody's stuff. Here's another good ear. And I don't think this second ear is worth marketing, so we'll just keep on going. And yeah, that's a good second ear. Keep this kind of bent down, and I just keep on walking as fast as I can. Now this one has a long, if you're doing a fundraiser and a corn boil, a lot of times I'll leave this handle on so folks can eat their corn, you know, right, using that as a handle. But because we're not at a fundraiser, or I don't know of a fundraiser, so we'll go ahead and pull that last bit off. Let's keep on going here. There's a small ear. Really nice. Yep, good ears. Most of these are ready. Most of these are ready. And they're nice and big. Again, another nice big ear. It's not, the second ears are kind of puny there, so we'll keep on going. Raccoons have been in here, so, and we've had a 80-mile-an-hour windstorms, so you know a lot of my corn is bent over, making it a little difficult to go ahead and walk through. There's another. I think I'll take the second ear off of that guy. Get one ear off of him. Too young. Nope. There's a good ear. The second ear on this guy looks good too. So like I said, if you got, you know, you put a well-managed corn crop, you can get 2 ears out of that. Let's just say we'll just call them 75 cents an ear. Well, now that plant is worth $1.50, and not to it. One of my corn fell out. It didn't go into my bucket. Yeah, my bucket's already starting to get full from this short a time. More corn. Medium second ear where that corn fell. So now my bucket behind me is full. So it's hard to believe how fast it goes. There's a double ear. That's not worth anything to anybody, but it's kind of cool when you see it. This guy, yeah, it was actually a double ear right there. I'll take half of it, I think. We can throw it into somebody's stuff. Now I'm just going to grab a handful of corn and carry it to my truck. Whew. Hard to believe. This is 8.5 inches. 8.5 inches between plant, and I imagine you're just getting beat up with leaves. Ugh. But it is already crowded in here at 8.5 inches between plants. But that 22,000 plants per acre is a nice, even that there's not a big sweet corn or anything, but it's a good sweet corn. It's still good. It's what you find in the grocery stores. And you get into something like that, well, you don't find that one in the grocery store. You find that in field corn. I mean, that is. Secondly, notice the flagging that's on this corn. One of the reasons I like picking it is its attractive green color, beautiful flagging. You know, the fact is it catches your eye, and that's what I need. Now I'm going to come back to here. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to lay down my hat so I can come back to this spot without wasting time. And let's head on back up to the truck and dump off this load. Whew. I tell you, this pack gets heavy. It does get heavy. So I picked the corn from each direction with my pickup. Don't need that ear. I pick it from each direction, and so I've already picked from that end. So now I'm just working it backwards on the opposite end, and you think, well, I'm gonna get to where I finish picking, and then you walk another 50 yards. It's a lot of hustling. This is a trapper's basket. It's a good one. Nice thing is about trapper's baskets, it won't fill up with water on you. Well, it could get full of water if you're in the water, but as soon as you stand up or whatever, lift it out, water drains out of it. And so it's got its advantages there when it comes to leaving it out in the weather and that type of thing. It's about time for me to get another coat of varnish on this. I've had it for several years, but a little coat of varnish would do it some good. Help it last. It's old white birch, or or white oak, I think is what it is. Could be birch, I guess, but I think it's white oak. Just about got another basket. I think I can put a few more in this one, and we'll finish it up. And then I have one more thing to get, so that's good. We'll keep on going here. Okay, so I have a couple boxes still in the shop, but that's going to get Delia going here today, all right. And everything's working very nice, and I'll put the other two boxes in. We're going to put her canopy in, tomatoes, onions, and everything else, other vegetables in here, and we'll be ready to go. By the time we get going down the road, we'll be pretty full.